All right, so on Saturday there was no wind. I didn't have anyone home to help me, but I went ahead and got the plastic on my new to me high tunnel. But one thing that's really interesting is there's still snow inside there. The difference in temperature between that one and this one. So I got a thermometer. I don't know the exact numbers, but it's hot. It feels hot in here. This is the old one. I got a compost thermometer just sitting here. And it's reading, my glasses are fogging up, but about 83 degrees in here. So now we're going to walk over, take a look at the finished project. Well, mostly finished. Nothing's ever really finished around here. And we'll see what the temperature difference is. But Saturday, there was no wind. And I was going to put the plastic on Sunday when my wife is home, but her shoulder's still bothering her. And it's kind of a thing to say, but no wind is worth probably 3 people when putting that big of a piece of plastic on. So here we are. I also built my own door latch because I can't really find anything for sale that really works. The wind gets really whipping up here. My shed, I've bought 4 or 5 different latches on it. When the doors start rattling, they always break. So there's the latch. See, I got all the plastic up over the end. What I did was I got it pulled up over. I put a rope on each side, pulled it a little bit on this side, a little bit on that side till I got up over the top. Sorry about that. And then I went to the bottom corners where I have wiggle wire channel, and I pinned the corners and I just worked it up and over this weird stuff that came with it. I'm glad I only have it on this end because I don't know how you'd ever get it tight. Not that it's super tight, but it felt pretty tight. But I got it pulled up over. Got this side done first. I took the excess on this end and flipped it up over, tied it into the channel. I like to leave the excess on, so if I want to tighten it, I have something to grab a hold of to pull it. And also, well, I guess that's really the only reason, but got the wiggle wire channel all the way run down the hip board on this side for the roll up sides. Still have to run the rope and get the pipe in to turn it. But I put some channel at the ends on the bottom just to hold it for now. Got that done. Poor blackberries got smashed to the ground this winter. Hopefully they produce. But this side I got the door up. This door will only really be used for venting. But the piece is short, so I'm debating on when I really want to cut that. But see down this side, no hip board because this side's not going to open. So it went right to the baseboard. Then I have this excess plastic here. Once they get unfrozen, I'll take and put some blocks on it. Then in the spring, I'll cut a little ditch through there, put some mulch to keep the plastic down. And that way the water that runs off the roof on this side, because this is the high side, it will channel it out like a kind of like a ground mounted gutter system. Works pretty good on my other one. Came up with that idea on my own. So there's that. But yeah, this channel, I don't know what it's called. I can't find any information about it online. It's weird. This thing must be way older than I thought. Because there's nothing anywhere of what that stuff's called or what it is. Or anyway, I don't know how you tighten it because you can't pull. If you're trying to pull the plastic, you're pulling it like out over, and then you can't get on the bolt. And then this clamp has to go over. So I guess that's what they did years ago. I don't know how they had them looking so good because some of them tell they've been up for a long, long time, and the plastic looks really nice. I don't know on this because it was all gone. But so yeah, show you my latch a little bit better. So it's all made out of thick steel. This is a piece of 1 inch round bar. It's got some weight, so when the wind gets whipping on it, it's not going to bend or break. I need to still put a deadbolt up at the top of this door without the handle, keep it from swinging. But for now, this will keep it shut until I get to that. Even afterwards, you still need it because the other one, when we start getting 30-mile-an-hour winds, the whole structure almost like vibrates, and it'll pop that other latch open. Sometimes have to put a flower pot in front of it. But we're back in here, and temperature is significantly cooler than outside. This is Monday afternoon. It's 35 outside, and plastic's been on. I finished it Saturday at 2 o'clock. So it took me 4 hours basically to get the plastic on it by myself. With a couple of people, I could have done it probably half that time, but if the wind was blowing, it would have been 4 times the amount of time. So there's that. But I guess the cold is coming up out of the ground because the thermometer, you can see it, it's only reading like 62, and here it was what I think 80, 85 in the other one. That's significant considering they've gotten the same amount of sun all day. So it has to be from that snowpack on the ground. I'm looking forward to getting that melted so I can really find the centers of my beds. I know they're not perfectly straight anymore. They once were. But I need to find the centers so I can run my trellis. Or I'll just trellis down the center for tomatoes, cucumbers. That's pretty much all that's going to go in here that's going to need a trellis. So down the center this year, we'll probably put cucumbers in here or tomatoes. And then cucumbers on the other one. And then on the sides, we'll do eggplant. Eggplant will get probably 4.5 feet tall. Inside 3.5 maybe. So about up to that board. They don't need to be trellised. And then peppers, some bell peppers. The only way you can really ripen them in the Northeast, in my experience. You can get some to ripen outside, but they ripen considerably earlier inside a plastic structure. But pretty happy I got this up and done. I bought this February 8th, and my wife helped me put up, I don't know, 6 or 7 of the hoops, but her whole shoulder's been hurting since when we took it down. It was a bear to take down because it was frozen into the ground, and had to trip over a bunch of junk. I tried to make a video there, but it didn't come out too good. It was so windy. But anyway, she hurt her shoulder, so February 8th, that weekend, we picked it up. That was a Friday. I didn't do anything with it that weekend, and then the following weekend I started it. She came up on Sunday, helped me put up a couple hoops, and then with work and everything, weren't able to really get much done, but it's up with one person. I put it up in basically 2 weeks of a couple hours here and a couple hours there on the weekends in the snow and cold. So there's that. it was a godsend on Saturday with that warm 30 degrees and no wind. You can see the plastic rattling right now because of the wind. This is usually what it is. And when we put the plastic on the other one, it was my wife, myself, and my son. And he was able to help out for a few hours on that. And it was kind of awful dealing with the wind. And this was really not bad by myself, other than the fact of going up and down the ladder on both ends 700 or 800 times. You can only work about a foot and a half at a time before it interferes with the other side to try and get the plastic pulled tight. This end I was able to get a lot of it just by hoping with that weird stuff. I don't know. I am really thankful they invented wiggle wire. It's cheap. Should have bought more, but should have bought more to go around these doors. If I would have done that, then I could take and open one of the doors up a little bit on the end when I don't want to put the sides up. But I put a channel along the bottom, both ends, to keep this side until I get the ropes and the pipe on that for the roll up. Otherwise, it'd be whipping and flapping, get torn up. But the other thing that's kind of frustrating and irritating is I bought my lumber. I went to Home Depot because everything at Lowe's was shaped like a banana. And yeah, well, this is shaped like a banana too. And you can't, I'm just using a single screw into that pipe from the backside. Couldn't really force it straight. There's not really anything to pull on. You just end up picking the structure off the ground. So that's a little frustrating. And I dug through the pile for, I don't know, as long as I could to get the straightest lumber I could find. The baseboards, the reason I went to Home Depot is the baseboards, when I went to Lowe's, they were all banana wood, bent like a banana. When I went to Home Depot, they were much straighter, so I was hoping to have the same luck with 2x4s. But nothing in 10 foot, and I needed 10 footers. So it is what it is. Sure, none of the plants will care, but it's not any cheaper because it's bent. Kind of my point on this. And the other part is any new farmers that don't want to get involved with NRCS, government, you can find these used for a tenth of the price. My belief is because the NRCS grants, kind of one of my reasons I don't love them, because they're giving money to these companies they're giving money to the farmers, so the companies that sell these structures, they're jacking the price way up. It's just my thought on it. I know they have expenses in business, but they're also getting a discount on tubing, and the tubing on each one of these hoops equals 27 feet, so we'll just use it 30 for simplicity. You can buy 10-foot sections at Lowe's of top rail for $21. So $21, so it'd take 3 to make a hoop, 60 bucks. 60 times 13 comes out, I don't know, $780 roughly. Call it 800. And then the ridge pole would be another $100, a little over. So if you call that 1,000, that's all you get when you buy a high tunnel kit plus the plastic. So $1,250 for a high tunnel kit. They don't come with end walls. They don't come with baseboards. They do come with a wiggle wire channel, but that's a few $100s. So if all together in that kit you might get $2,000 worth of stuff, and just to bend the pipes, they're charging $6,000, 5, 6 grand, because a structure like this new is anywhere between 68, 6,000 to $8,000, and you still have to, like I said, if you want a hip board, put a hip board or buy their double channel. If you want baseboards, you got to pay for them. They do come with the ground post, so that's a little bit of an extra cost. But anyway, anyone who's trying to grow vegetables, either homesteading or small farming, I totally recommend just searching and searching for these used, because people get the grants to build them and then they lose interest, and some of them actually will sell them at reasonable prices. We searched around and we got this for $500, which is, in my opinion, a very good value. And there were several others. Some people are just selling the hoops individually for like 25 bucks a piece. I was going to go that route, but I'm happy with what I did too. The reason I didn't go do that is that was 3 hours away. So going to pick it up 3 hours away, 3 hours back, it's a long time, even though it would have been less time than taking this down. A lot of unneeded travel. But that's that. But it's all up. I still have to cut that door down there open to vent. I'm just trying to get some temperature in here. Get this ground thawed first, and then I'll get it venting. See how much water I end up having to deal with. Hopefully it runs out. Drains out. These beds have been, they'll be going on 4 years. They've been here, and I've broad forked them and added quite a bit of compost and a lot of wood chip into the walkway. So they're some of the best beds on my farm. So I'm happy to have this covered. I still have to have some stakes that I need to drive in down here at the bottom of the doors to keep this wall from moving. Right now it's just sitting in frozen ice, but once that thaws, the wind beating on this will push on it. So I'll drive some rebar stakes. I don't know what they're called. They're like in the concrete section. They have holes in them. Drive those in and screw it in to just keep the wall from shifting from the wind on both ends. And that'll be good. But it's a lot easier to drive steel into the ground than steel into the ground that's full of ice. Go ahead and close up my door. There we go. Doesn't look too bad. Another thing I did when I did this door, thought I'd share this. They left this plastic piece right here long. So, not that I'm trying to seal this, but when the wind blows, it pushes the plastic up against that and kind of keeps some of the draft out. It's not a house, but it's just a little thing that I did. Thought I'd share. And then, it was one whole solid piece. So I went around the top here with a furring strip, and then cut it at the furring strip, putting it to the top so it blows plastic. You can see over there, I guess you can't see. But as soon as the wind blows, it pushes it right tight up against the 2x4 and stops a little bit of the draft in there. Want air moving, but to vent, but I want to vent either on the side in the summer. In the summer, I don't care too much. I want to keep these doors closed as much as possible to keep the wind from beating my plants to death. But so I will vent that other end and this side. But that's it. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up, leave a comment. Have a great day.